Howdy y'all, this is Crafting Catastrophes, a series that I hope to create a good amount of with multiple different mediums, but this first episode I will be focusing on my newfound love for leather crafting. Let me preface by saying that I get very self-conscious when it comes to anything that I make by hand. I have given family plenty of gifts, mostly paintings, and I'm sure they're tired of paintings, so this year I've decided to go a different route and create gifts with leather. I've been wood burning some gifts, as well as some of that stuff in the background is to create epoxy resin crafts. Yeah, if it's a little messy, that's why. Hey, yeah, so let me stop pointing with that. I really love arts and crafts. I love working with my hands. It gets me out of my head. We're gonna start the series with a fun one. Hey, I'm gonna need you to get off. All right, kitty. I could be a perfectionist at times. I do not want to show anybody something that I messed up on, even if it's a happy accident. But in this series, I want to show all the messiness, all the so-called imperfect. Even if it's a total fail, I'm still gonna post the episode. But this time around, for my brothers, all three of them, I'm going to be crafting a field book holder / card holder. You can substitute the field book for your passport if you're going on a trip. But it's going to look something like this. This is something I've recently crafted. It's going to be very similar. Instead of, the hide with hair, it's going to be Italian leather, sourced from a satchel that I've owned since mid-2016, and I decided to give it a new life. It's also pretty worn out on certain spots, so I just decided to retire the bag, but give it a new life. I'll insert how that bag looked. I have done the boring part, if my talking wasn't boring already. I've drawn out from some stencils that I created. Oh, there's a cat paw. These came from a project that I worked on from Hobby Lobby. I've decided to kind of reverse engineer it, create stencils out of it, and create some for my brothers. Here we go. Also, I am quite clumsy. Let's come up with a name. The Clumsy Crafter from Crafting Catastrophes. That has a nice ring to it. Alliteration. Start with the big cuts. But we'll go one at a time, just so I can show you every step of the process. I won't cut out everything all at once. Oh yeah, let me show you something. So this is what got me into leather crafting. I made my first pair of moccasins. I also customized them. I didn't want to stop there. I fell in love with it, even though it came in a kit, right? So the next one, this one, has the hide with hair on it. All right, enough of me talking. Let's get into it. Straight lines. This will help with that. Here we go. Cuts really nice. Oh, I was off by a little bit, but that's okay. I will not be upset. I'm kind of freehanding this one just to be able to see the line more, and that was actually better than what I did with the ruler. Oh, okay, I didn't cut all the way through. And that should be good. Yep. We'll save these scraps for later. Over here. I've been doing arts and crafty things as far back as I can remember. I did kind of go the fine art route in school. I wasn't really much of a sports guy. I'm a shorty, vertically challenged, as some might say, so I never really did any of that. Again, the self-consciousness came in, and I thought I wouldn't be good enough. I don't regret it, because I learned that I really loved the arts. First piece. Almost cut out all the way. I just need to get this last corner. We'll set that aside for now. I ran out of space to make the card holder. 2 of them are going to have to be from this, as well as all 3 of the straps. I also got some vintage gel, black noir. This is, to make it look a bit more antique and worn compared to this. What I was going to say before I got sidetracked with that. My 2 brothers that are twins, I decided they were going to be the ones that get the different color on the inside. Did I go all the way through? Nope. Let's try going all the way through this time. Any mess up I do here will just help me learn process a little better. Like next time I won't put things so close to each other. I crossed into the other card holder and took a little bit of the material out. This leather's a little thicker. I mean, it's brand new. I don't even think it's real leather. It said genuine leather. The little research that I've done, I know that genuine leather is not really what they say it is. It's an amalgamation of leather scraps kind of thrown together, glued together, pressed. I'm not sure that's the case with this one. We'll just go with the fact that the Italian leather, even though it's old, is probably the better stuff in terms of quality. It's genuine. Not genuine leather, right? Because this is genuine leather. Yeah. Also, I have messed around with YouTube a lot when I was younger. I kind of let my channel die, and with it, plenty of those videos have faded into the abyss wherever they go when you delete them. There's a few of them up there. I won't necessarily say what channel it is, but maybe if this goes well, I'll share more of my background in that sense. Let's clean up some of the edges. I mean, if this is something you want to do, you can definitely create it yourself. They do have the kits to make this particular one. I want to say it's Real Leather. That might be the brand name. Real Leather. They make some cool stuff, like key fob holders like this one. Well, it comes in a kit. You make it, right? They pre-cut, hole punch, all that good stuff. It's a good starter for this craft. And again, I'm not an expert. I'm still beginning. So the only tools that I have right now are a 3-hole punch, this one. Got some beeswax. Also got some wax thread. A ruler. I haven't even been using it much. Let me just cut this out. Clean up the corners a bit. Oh. Leather is real good at soaking up oils, or in this case resin. It's not cured resin, it's probably part A or part B that stayed unmixed. So next time I will, if I'm doing this trying to sell a product, I'll make sure that doesn't happen. Do it on a different table, cleaner surface, or be less messy when it comes to creating stuff out of epoxy resin. So there's a card holder cut out. Now, onto the book holder, or passport holder. I almost stabbed myself just then. This leather cuts much easier, like butter. As much as it is a learning process for this craft, it's a learning process in the sense of making videos. Alright, the last piece to cut is the keeper, and this will hold the strap on the other side of the book. The first tool that I upgraded was this punch. Before I was using a, what are they called? Stitching awl. It's like A-W-L. Owl. I don't know. I stabbed myself. Kind of mostly healed already. And it wasn't just on the surface of the skin. It actually went in right about that much. I mean, this is not my only cut. I might make a video about all the scars that I have. Needless to say, I think Clumsy Crafter is quite the fitting name. So that's a keeper. And one last thing, which is the strap that would go into the keeper. These scraps over here. Might need them for something, you never know. See how much my hand's shaking? That's how much I have to press down. All right, let's go little by little. Kind of sawing it in. I will probably eventually upgrade to roller cutter, roller knife, roller, I don't know, it's a circular, it looks like a pizza cutter. I'd probably feel safer when working so close to my hands with a blade. Well, that technique helped a lot. See, this is a learning process. Most materials that I've worked with lately are pretty soft and malleable, but this is thick. Okay. When it comes to the hole punching, I will probably time-lapse that. I don't want you to have to sit through my boring old nothing talk. Boring old nothing talk. We got all our pieces we need for one book. You got your card holder. This is the book holder strap. Oh, I already said card holder, right? The actual outside of the book. I think this is from right where the handle was. And there was like a strip of metal as well as some screws to hold the handle in place. That's a little bit of the rust, but that'll be okay. Since it's at the edge, it'll be covered by one of these. Just like that. Oh yeah, the keeper. Now we just need a hole punch. I need to get another piece of leather under here. Some scrap leather that I'm not going to use because this cutting mat will last longer if I use one of those scrap pieces of leather. And I want this to last. Alright, I got my mallet, but it's used to stamp in metal letters or numbers or designs into aluminum, brass, copper, whatever metal you're working with. It's kind of got a soft back to it also, relatively soft, so I think this might work. We'll find out. If not, I might just switch to the metal side. Let's line up those holes. Yeah, that worked. First set of holes. That didn't go all the way through. Gotta do it again. Oh, I went all the way through to the mat. It'll be alright. Alright, that's the leather keeper punched. I wonder where all these go. Is there an exit or are they just staying there? We'll find out. Time for the time lapse. Alrighty, I got all the holes punched, and now it's just threading. I did find out where those, they look like little pieces of cork. Miniature corks, I found out where they go. They don't just get stuffed in there and disappear. But I didn't see, I thought these were like screw holes. They come out of those holes. And then the middle one comes out of that middle slot. And so it was like confetti as I was going through these. Onto the threading. Here we go. final stretch. Got about 3 more stitches to go and then I tie it off. What I've been doing, but to get a more professional look with the stitches, when I come in from the outside, I go on the outside of the thread. I was kind of saying it in my head the whole time. I did have music on, but my laptop died and I didn't want to go get the charger. I was left with my thoughts. But yeah, I just kept saying outside. Oh yeah, and it gets a little tough once you have, oh, I went in backwards. My bad. But yeah, as I was saying, it gets a little tough once there's already thread, you know, in the holes. It's a bit tighter. So I was needing to use more force to get out of it. Yeah, I just kept repeating. I was like outside, and then when you're coming in from the outside in, I would go inside. Oh wait, no, I just did that backwards again. Gotta restitch that. Yeah, I went totally backwards. It's already getting late, not too late, probably like 9:30 my time. Oh, again, see? I've been up all day. That's okay. Oh, that might be an issue actually. There we go. My rhythm was disrupted. That's fine. We're not perfect here on Crafting Catastrophes. With enough practice, though, you could get good at something you love. But for now, still in the learning phase for this leather craft. I love doing it. And I could see myself allocating a lot of my time to doing something like this. It's really neat. And that's the final product. We'll get an example here, what we can use it for. Let's say, in case you're wondering, it's fake. For motion picture purposes, in props we trust, or in prop. I'll leave this in here for whichever brother gets this to find. These pockets can be used for money. This one can be used for your passport, or one of these field books. You just slip in the back portion, and that way you can just open this up and write in it. It also has a slot for a pen. It's nice and tight, especially once you slot this in to the keeper. Pull that through. It's a nice and little neat package. I hope they like it. I might not do this on camera, but I'm also going to customize them by either putting their name or their initials right here in the center. I really don't like that. That's the only thing I don't like about this, how you can see gold paint shining through. That's okay, it just makes it unique. But I'm glad that the leather from the satchel, made in Italy, Italiano, I'm glad it got a second life. Hopefully I stitched it good enough to where this will last for years to come. But for now, that's Crafting Catastrophes. That's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me. And if you watched all the way to the end, you're a real one. It means a lot.